Now, dementia is tipped to become one of the major health crises of this century. International experts and advocates are gathering in Wellington this week for the Future Faces of Alzheimer's conference. Among them, Kate Swaffer, who was diagnosed with dementia at just 49. And she joins us now from Wellington. I guess, Kate, my first question has to be, how did you become diagnosed at 49? It just seems such a young age.
49 is a young age. My story is a little bit unusual in that I had brain surgery for something completely different. So I was already seeing a neurologist, whereas I think for the experience of many it can take them quite a long time to get to see someone. So I was first tested in 2007 after noticing symptoms of dyslexia and memory loss, but not diagnosed at that stage, and then a year later diagnosed.
So you actually noticed the change in your mental faculties, and that's what led you to become tested. Is it quite a common case that people are round about that age? Because we tend to associate it with people a lot older than that.
Well, in Australia, there's 16,000 people diagnosed currently with dementia under the age of 65, including someone under 30. So it's not a huge number diagnosed at that age, but yes, it does affect us.
That was nearly 4 years ago. How has it affected your life? What differences have you noticed, and is it hard for you to actually document them with this illness?
The differences are easy for me to notice, perhaps more so for me than others. I came from having had a photographic memory, so the change to my memory which happened sometime before diagnosis, was significant, and the dyslexia was significant. But it's changed my life. I don't drive. I haven't been in paid work for over 2 years. Simple things like showering and making a cup of tea, they've all changed. It's more like sitting through an exam every day.
That must create a huge emotional toll, because you're very aware of what's happening, and you're also aware of how bad it will get.
Yeah, yes, that's very true. I'd worked in a dementia unit in South Australia when I first finished my nurse's training, so I'm very aware of what's ahead. But my way of coping is to write about it, and I've been blogging for over 6 months now. And I find that that is not only a form of therapy, but it's become my memory bank. So when I do forget what I've been up to, I can head back to the blog and have a look.
Has that work that you did in the past, nursing people with dementia, elderly people with dementia, helped you, or would you rather not have that information, do you think?
Sometimes knowledge is a dangerous thing.
Absolutely.
I think being aware, acutely aware of it from a very personal perspective, maybe it means more rather than just learning about it through a memory loss course, for example.
You said there, you had a photographic memory. Is there any evidence to suggest that people that are very highly intelligent are more likely to suffer this kind of thing?
Oh, not any actual data that I've read, no.
And we were also, I alluded to in the intro there, that we may face a dementia crisis. Why is that? Is that the growing elderly population, or is this kind of thing on the rise?
I think partly it's the growing elderly population, and I think also due to the improvement in diagnostics, people are going to be tested and diagnosed much more than they would have been in the past. The ability to diagnose now is far greater.
What would your advice be, somebody that was diagnosed early in life and you're working your way through it, and you've said some of the things there, how it's affected your life and how you're coping through your blog? What would your advice be to other people?
My advice to others is to, as quickly as possible, accept the diagnosis. The diagnosis, it is a terminal illness, and lots of people don't understand that. So come to grips with that, and most people probably need to get some help through that. So contact your Alzheimer's office, your local Alzheimer's office. Get help from those people. Make sure you've got good doctors and support people around you. Get therapy for the emotional changes, and set up strategies and techniques for ways to manage the disabilities. For example, if you lost your legs in an accident, you'd either learn to use artificial limbs or you'd get used to a wheelchair. So treat the symptoms of dementia more like a disability and find ways to get on with your normal life and overcome them.
Well, thank you very much, Kate. Thank you for joining us, and good luck with the conference.
Thank you.
A very brave lady, thank you. Now, Future Faces of Dementia conference is being held in Wellington from the 24th to the 27th of May. Details are on our website. Now,